Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian at All Adventure Scotland, and welcome to the first episode of my 4-part mini series on paddleboarding for beginners. I'm going to give you all the information you need if you are thinking of getting into paddleboarding for the first time, on basic kit, where to go for it, instructional lessons, how to get into the water for the first time, and how to make the most of it. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up if you like my content, and yeah, let's get after it. So guys, paddleboarding for the first time, you've never set foot in the water, you've liked it, your friends are out doing it and it looks like great fun, so you're thinking about it. It can be quite a daunting experience to start with. There's so much boards and variety out there in the market now. We're one of the fastest growing sports, certainly in the UK and across the globe as well. And whether you're getting into it for rivers, the lochs, getting out on the sea, there's loads of different options there, and it comes down to the boards and the kit and equipment. So starting off with the boards then, like myself, I went and tried it out with a qualified instructor first. I did like it, so I went out, jumped the gun, bought my board for the first time, and it turns out it was the wrong one for the type of paddleboarding I was wanting to get into, which was more adventure stuff. So buying your first board for the first time, there's loads in the market there. You can be anywhere upwards from a couple of £100 right up to into the thousands. So the SUP board here, the blue one, the Marlin 12-foot board, was ideal for a kind of social paddle. It will take some kit and equipment on it as well, but it wasn't ideal for my kind of weight and what I was aiming to do. Whereas further down the line, I bought into the Sea Line series of boards, bought the Tasman, which is more towards your adventure expedition type stuff, and it'll take more kit. So yeah, loads of variety of different boards out there. Again, the paddles, the kit and equipment, all shapes and sizes. So what I would highly suggest you do before you go out and buy your first board is go with a qualified instructor or an organisation that knows what they're talking about, and try it for yourself before actually going out and purchasing the board. It'll also give you the experience, if you've never been out in the water before, all the safety equipment, getting out, looking after yourself in the water for the first time, etc. So yeah, I would highly suggest that you go with somebody first. Here in the central belt of Scotland, we've got a local organisation which is Central Scotland Adventures. Fantastic group. So if you're in the local area, it's the central belt of Glasgow, look them up. I'll put it in the description link below. But yeah, like I said, I jumped into buying the Marlin and it wasn't for me, and then I upgraded onto the Sea Line series. Other good range of boards is things like Gladiator, so there's a wide range out there. Typically in the kit, what you're going to get is you're going to get the board, obviously going to get your paddle. It's only going to come in a nice packed away bag, so you get your paddle. It'll come as the shaft, the paddle end, the T-bar as a one, which obviously just loops together. So you'll get your paddle, your board, obviously your safety loop line for your ankle, which is actually on the board, and we'll talk about more of that later on. Typically what you get is a single barrel pump, and then you'll get your puncture repair kit as well, and always handy to have that with you wherever you're going. You don't want to be travelling somewhere with your board blown up already on a roof rack. You get there and you find out it's punctured and you've not got that kit with you. So typically what you get your board, your paddle, your puncture repair kit, and you've got a single barrel pump all into the one bag. Normally comes with shoulder straps on it, and then you can make your way into wherever, and the board's mobilely packed, ready to go. Aftermarket, what you maybe think about is what I upgraded to is the double barrel pump. It just makes life a little bit easier once you get out. If you haven't got the roof bars like myself, and I just keep my boards blown up all year round and I can travel anywhere, they're good to go. Invest in a double barrel pump and it'll half the time. What you'll find is when you get out for the first time, you do need to blow your board up for the first time. You find out it takes about 20-25 minutes, and with a single barrel pump, by the time you've blown your board up, you've already done quite a hefty arm workout, and yeah, it takes its toll out when you eventually get out on the water. So investing in things like that. Also, aftermarket, thought I bastardised an airbed pump, stuck a hose onto it, and that just got into the cigarette lighter of the car. I'll plug that in if I do need to deflate the board. Whenever I rock up somewhere and I'm good to go, I'll start it off, I'll plug that into the board and I'll get it blown up halfway, or I'll get it going while I'm sorting all my kit out, and then it'll at least start it for me. By the time it's got enough pressure in it, then I can switch to the pump to get the amount of pressure into the board that I need to. So little things to worth thinking about. Probably the most important aspect of it is obviously the kit and equipment, the safety aspect of it. So like I said, you can kit yourself out for a couple of £100. That's including getting yourself a basic buoyancy aid, which is a must-have, especially here in Scotland. If you're going out in the lochs and stuff, the water's freezing cold. And again, we'll talk more about the safety aspect later on. And then something like a wetsuit, again, you can pick them up relatively low cost now. I go for a sleeveless option on the wetsuit. I just don't like the feeling of being too tight around about the arms, so I've got a sleeveless option, but again, it's good enough for me. And then as a later thought, if you do get into it a bit more serious like myself, I went to Peak UK and bought the buoyancy vest, which has got all the pockets and stuff on it. I've got my loop line carabiners and stuff on there as well for extra safety, if I need to tow somebody or rescue somebody. But yeah, all the kit and equipment, you can kit yourself out relatively cheap, but I would always say if you're going to buy cheap, you'll probably end up buying twice, like I did. So yeah, probably the most important aspect of it is the safety side, getting yourself a decent buoyancy aid, definitely a wetsuit if you're in and around the vicinity of Scotland when you're starting out, and then the boards themselves. Get out with a provider, try it out for yourself first and see if you actually like it or not. All the kit and equipment that's out there in the market just now, you know, it ranges from price to price. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, guys, it just give you an insight into the kind of kit and equipment you're expected to get, and then thoughts of aftermarket thereafter. Move on to the second episode. We're going to be doing water entry, dry drills on the board, getting out on the water and hopefully standing up for the first time, which can be easier said than done. So thanks for watching, look forward to the next one.